My name is Spry, and I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. When I was 8 years old, a stranger, moved in only 4 doors from where I lived. We would go outside and play in our yard, and just outside of our yard was a little church playground. I was only allowed to go there because my mom could look out the window and see the playground. In the summertime, the trees got a little bit fuller and stuff with the leaves, but she can call my name and I would come running back. I was 8 years old when that man moved in, and that stranger human trafficked me for 2 years of my life. My life was never the same again. My mom had no idea. She was a single mom. She sent us to a private Christian school. She was home every day by 3 o'clock when the school bus would drop us off, right out front of our house. I fit into a statistic. The man was a stranger, my mom was a single mom, the bus stop was included, the church playground, the park, and the abuse just happened every day. But no one knew. No one ever came looking because I never went missing. I couldn't blame anyone else because I had never told anyone else. I kept it as a secret. It was just guilt and shame and just, I didn't want to disappoint my mom. She told me all the time how valuable I was, how much she loved me. She even told me about how valuable I was to the Lord and the plans and purpose He had for my life. The only person I had was honestly, I would just pray to the Lord and I would talk to Jesus at nighttime. And I would just tell Him, I don't understand. It hurts. It hurts. I would cry almost every night going to sleep, and my mom had no idea. She knew what my favorite cereal was, what pajamas I wore to bed. She had no idea that literally in my bed, I would just cry because my body hurt so much. I was hiding marks on my body and just didn't know what to do. You know, that man moved into my neighborhood. No one knew. No one knew the monster had moved in right next door to the church playground. I wasn't the only kid that went to that house, climbed the 3 steps up to the 3rd floor of that house on a fire escape, and went through a back window on a regular basis. I wasn't the only kid that went there, but every day I knew about 3 o'clock I had to be at his house. I would come up with reasons that I would have to go there. I would tell my mom, I even came up with a make-believe friend and tell my mom I had to go play. My little sister would be crying. My mom just thought I outgrew her and didn't want her to come with me, which was so far from the truth. My little sister and I were best friends. To this day, we are best friends. I just didn't want her to be hurt. I didn't want him to do that stuff to her. Sad that I couldn't protect her completely, but most of the time, as much as I can think of, I laid down my life and my body and I went there to that house every day so my little sister didn't have to. And he would tell me, he used that against me, he would tell me how cute she looked in the morning, how he liked the little ribbon in her hair, or he would tell me what was in our grocery cart, asking me about chicken pot pies. And then I would look and be like, wait a minute, were you there? Were you at the grocery store? He must have been. I was so scared that he was gonna come up to my mom one day. I was scared that he was gonna tell. I was scared he was gonna kidnap me. Every time, even when I went to the store, I was looking over my shoulder. I just didn't know what to do. I felt like there was nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. And I was in so much trouble for what was all going on. I just knew that it was so much bigger than me. I just didn't know what to do. I didn't tell because I was just too scared. That man stole everything. It wasn't just 2 years of my life. He stole everything about me. When I was being abused to the point where I couldn't even breathe because a man's hand was so big that when he smothered me, he didn't realize that my little nose and my little mouth were that close, that he didn't realize that I couldn't breathe. I felt out-of-body experience. I literally felt like my body was going limp, and I was having an out-of-body experience thinking, doesn't he see, can he tell my arms are going limp? He had no idea because he was just abusing me and had no idea that I just couldn't breathe. That didn't just happen once. But what I did learn as I went through this, my body would hurt, I learned that the more I prayed, the harder I prayed, the more I looked at Jesus, It's like I felt him. It's like I felt like I see him. I felt him weeping with me. I heard him crying. I felt like his tears were like my tears. I felt like when I wiped my face at nighttime, I felt like he was wiping it. Because what I kept hearing in my heart is I have a plan and a purpose. You're here today to learn just a few of these little tidbits that I throw out there that are so important. But there's so much more. There's so many more, not techniques, but really better practices. There's ways that we can teach our children so that when they are encountering a predator, which statistically it says that they will, make sure or have your child prepared. Everybody else saw the signs but didn't know how to recognize, identify, or respond. And that's why I'm willing to share with you, so you will be equipped, so you, the church, will have the tools to be effective in protecting children. We need you. The children need you. You may be the only voice, whether it's your kids or someone else's, you may be the only voice for the children who cry in silence. And I can tell you that because that was me.